In our MT6 LT5 seminar, we're going to graph inequalities in two variables. Do the first 5 questions and then come back for the rest of it. And, oops, there we go. So we're going to graph the solutions to linear inequalities in two variables. So we're going to be looking at the coordinate plane. When you graph them, there's 3 steps we're going to do. We're going to graph our boundary line, which is just graphing your line. The difference is with inequality, just like we do open circle, closed circle, if there's a line underneath the inequality, it'll be solid. If there isn't a line, it'll be dashed. And then we'll use a test point to determine which, since it's an inequality, which side is true, which side is false. We're going to shade the side that's true. And so let's go through step one at a time. So on example 1, I'm going to graph this. I'm first going to graph the line, and I could pick whatever I want. I could do y-intercept. I could do the intercepts. I'm going to do the intercepts this time. So I'm going to find my x-intercept. Remember, x-intercept is when y is 0. So I'm essentially going to graph, I'm going to have 3x equals 8. I know it's an inequality, it could be less than 8, but I'm just going to do equal 8 because we're just doing the line for now. So I divide both sides by 3. X would be 2 2/3, isn't it? Or about 2.7. It really doesn't matter where. I'm going to estimate 2.7 on my line right there. Okay, and I'm going to make that a little bit farther to the right because that looks more like 2.5. So there's about 2.7. Now I'll go back and I'll do my y-intercept. My y-intercept was when x is 0. So in other words, negative 2y equals 8. So I divide both sides by negative 2. Y equals negative 4. So I'm going to graph negative 4. And then I'm going to draw a line going through both of those points. Notice it's just less than. Since it's less than, it's a dashed line. So I'm going to make a dashed line going through these points. Now we're going to pick a test point. We're going to pick one of our points that's not on a line. I could pick any point I want. I like 0, 0. The reason I like 0, 0 is nice things happen when we put 0, 0 in there. So I'm going to look at, hey, is this point, does that make the inequality true? So I'll put in 3x minus 2y is less than 8. If I put in 0, I get 0 minus 0 is less than 8. 0 is less than 8. That is true. Since that is true, I'm going to shade the side with 0, 0 in it. So I'm going to shade this side of my graph. If it would have been false, I would have shaded the opposite side of my graph. Now, let's take a look at a different problem. We'll do that in the next part of the seminar.